Hey, Mogul Chix, this is Adrienne Graham, CEO and founder of Mogul Chix and Graham Talent Group and some other companies. And today I wanted to do a quick video to talk about employee retention, specifically career development within employee retention. So I have a quick question for you. So let's talk a little bit about what we're doing to keep our best employees. What is it that you're doing to make your best employees want to stay on board to your company? Did you know that according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the average tenure of someone to stay on board with the company is 4.1 years. Now, I've been in recruiting a really, really long time and in business a long time. So even now today, I would say it's a little lower than 4.1%. But that's, 4.1 years, but that's what the Bureau of Labor and Statistics says. Doesn't mean that they're always right, doesn't mean that they're wrong. I've seen a whole lot more people nowadays look to leave a company quicker. The number one reasons for that, the main reasons for that is number one, not enough pay. Number two, not enough work to do. When I say work to do, I mean there's no challenge. There's a lack of new and exciting things for them to do. So of course the tenure is going to be a little bit lower in those realms. So what are we as small businesses doing to make sure that we have happy employees with great relationships? Because happy employees produce greater results for your companies. They contribute more to your bottom line, your revenue of the company, and they are more likely to go the extra mile for the company as well. I think we're in a phase where we're long past the days of the stay at a job for 25 years, get a ring or a watch and retire and go out and sail off on glory. We don't do that anymore. We live in a fast changing world of business and technology, which makes people want to leave and jump jobs. People are just not committing anymore to staying longer. So one of the things that I always talk about is professional development. We should be grooming and cultivating our employees to make sure that they want to stay with us. We don't want to force them to stay. We want to make it as organic as possible. And no, I'm not saying be all cutesy and be their best friend and things like that. But what I am saying is that we have to start giving incentives for employees to want to stay. People like to belong. They like to be a part of something big. They like to be a part of something that they feel that they've had a hand in building and creating. And nobody wants to stay stagnant. I'm a CEO of multiple companies, growing my business, my empire, and I don't like to stay stagnant. I feel if I'm too comfortable in something, it's time to move on and do something else. So reason has it that your employees feel the same way. Now, you may have a great product or service. You may have an excellent company. Your clients may rave about you, but if your employees are feeling stagnant, they're not going to want to stay, and they won't be as productive. So how do we combat that? So professional development. I have on occasion sent my team or members of my team out to conferences. I've sent them to continuing education courses. I've even sent them to certification classes. I give them bigger and more complex projects to manage. Let's take an admin, for example. My goal when I hire an admin is not just to keep them as my assistant or someone just doing all of my back end stuff. I have a clear projected path of where I want them to go. I would love for them to move into project management. I would love for them to move into community relations or customer relations. I would love for them to move into, different roles. So when you start having those interviews in the beginning, you need to map out a projected chart of a workflow that you would have for them based on their expertise, their experience, their background, and their career goals. That's one of the main questions people don't ask in the interview process. What is your career goal? Because nobody wants to be an admin forever. Nobody wants to be a project manager forever. Nobody's saying they're coming for the C-suite, but people have an idea of where they want to go in mind. Everybody's not just into it for a title and a paycheck. We talked before about different things that you can do to reward and compensate your employees, but we really need to focus on, aside from that, how are we cultivating them and cultivating their relationships? Now, the biggest fear that people often express is, well, if I give them all of this and I give them this training and teach them so much, they're going to leave me. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Nobody is guaranteed to stay with a job forever, but the more interesting you make a position for them, the more progressive responsibilities you give them, the more likely they are to want to stay with you. So start thinking about the career path for each person that you hire. Where is the next step? What are those next steps ahead? how can you keep them active and interested and engaged and happy within your company? Yes, you have to put work into your employees. People think, oh, I hire them, I pay their paycheck, that's it. Is that no, it doesn't work that way. So what are you doing to ensure that, number one, your employees are having their professional development needs met, and number two, they are excited to stay with your company? Leave me some comments below and let me know your thoughts on this topic. And if you have any questions about it, info@mogulchixwithanx.com, or you can drop me a DM, or you can reach me anywhere on social media. But let's have this conversation. Small businesses need to have these conversations. They're not merely for large corporations, because a job is a job, but a career is something that's lasting for many people. So take interest in the career path of your employees and your hires, and watch amazing things happen. So catch you on the flip side. Take care. Bye-bye.